Yeah, he was in today, will not travel, so he's out for Montreal, be reevaluated later in the week. So I'd put him as a possibility for the home game Thursday, but it's not for sure. So he blocked a shot in Winnipeg, so tried it today and was uncomfortable out there. So he'll be his day to day. So we'll see tomorrow morning, I guess. Well, I think he will. I got to go find out, but I'm assuming he will come with us unless they've ruled him out, which they haven't told me that yet.
Bruce, your thoughts on the trade yesterday?
Which one? Well, we're a better team today. He's a legitimate top four resume in the National Hockey League. He's playoff tested, still young, left side. So, he'll either play with McAvoy or Carlo, and probably both, to be honest with you, down the stretch here. See what best works for us once we get to know him as a player. But like I said, it's a real good ad for us. Obviously, this time of year, any time of year, you got to pay the price for a good player. Vac will get a chance now in Anaheim. He was practicing here, coming around. Johnny isn't practicing, but both good people. We lose in the deal, but we gain a guy that's excited to come here. We exchanged some texts yesterday. I think he's ready to get here and get going. He won't be available tomorrow, but should be in the lineup Thursday.
What does this mean for Mike Riley down the line? I know you have to see what's happening still, but...
Well, Hampus is going to go in the top four when he gets here. And as I said, Carlo or McAvoy, we'll see. Grizz stays up there. He's played well with both. And then it's basically Forby, Riles, and Cliffy right now for two spots on the last pair. And Mike has played right, so that will work in his favor. We asked him to go up and play with Charlie. I think he did a good job in a lot of instances. It's a big ask to go from where he was to a top pair playing against top guys every night. Like I said, I think he's doing a good job. So this will be a little more where he probably should be slotted in the long run. I don't like to say that to be disrespectful to a player, but at the end of the day, I'm not sure he was there in his career where he's a number one pair guy every night, but hopefully he works his way up to that. That would be awesome for us and him. But he's a little more probably where he should be now. And hopefully just keeps playing, giving us good minutes.
You deal with this every year, the trade deadline, but how much of a challenge is it to, when your team is going well and one or maybe two pieces get moved out of the spot that we're in, to keep the good vibe going?
Well, this is a good, in this particular case, we're moving a piece in, and Vac wasn't playing for Johnny, so this is for a coach, it's a big, it's a big ad. Again, organizationally, you're giving up assets, but you're putting a player in that's, they're not easy to find, Steve. So I think this is like I said, a great addition for us. But going forward, if we lose a few, then it gets difficult. Because I think we're a tight-knit room. I think the guys all play hard for one another. It shows on the ice and care about one another. So that's the tough part. But I don't want to say getting hardened to it over the years, but it is a business, and sometimes it happens. In my tenure here, we've been on the good side of it, adding pieces, more often than subtracting. I imagine that would be more difficult, like Philadelphia, when Giroux's there forever and a guy walks out of your room. That to me would be, a tough situation when that day comes.
Do you have that conversation with Riley that his role is going to change here?
Well, once Hampus is here, we'll go through that. I mean. Tomorrow he's playing with Charlie McAvoy, so I don't want to get in his head. That's who you're playing with, and keep bringing your best game and try to keep growing it.
What kind of reports have you heard on the Boston?
I talked to Jerry the other day. Loves him as a person. Was his captain for at least 2 years. A hardworking guy. He's got a bit of Noel in his game in terms of straight line play. Been a center and a winger, mostly center there. Kind of like Noel was predominantly center, I think, at Providence. We used him in both spots. But I don't want to pigeonhole anybody. Let's get him out there and play when it's his turn to go, and then we'll better be able to identify where he fits. I know he shoots the puck hard. He had some power play goals, so that's an area maybe that if we have a guy missing from the bumper, he could add. So, But it sounds like he's a Bruin, hardworking guy. You know, straight line player, and you know, we'll give it his all every night. So again, we're going to try our best to get him in here as soon as we can, and not disrupt our flow. But that's the plan with Mark.
Two questions on Hampus. First, how is his style in terms of defending? What does he do like?
Long stick, really good feet, and has some physicality. I wouldn't, you know, describe him as that mean defender necessarily, but you know, he'll lay the body on bigger bodies. He'll make you work to get through to the good ice, and I think that's really important. And you know, against heavy teams, good offensive teams, in playoff time. So certainly a guy that, you know, has all those attributes, defending wise, and he moves the puck well. Fluto. He's been a power play guy in Anaheim, probably more second unit than first with Fowler there, Shattenkirk for a number of years, but at the end of the day, still a first pass, has some respectable offensive numbers, and we'll see how he fits for us in that regard. We got Charlie there, but maybe, you know, for us, second unit could be a guy that plays with Grizz and adds something.
So in terms of offense, then, in terms of activating the rush and maybe getting shots through from the point, how does he fall from this?
Well, he should certainly activate the rush. The ozone blue line stuff. We'll see when he gets here how he. Some teams have a different style of play where they're a lot more active. Other teams, it's just get it and shoot it. So we'll see what he's been accustomed to and how he fits in there. But I mean, to me, it's a talent no matter where you play. We'll see how that translates for him. And to your defensive side, he's I think well over 2 minutes a game PK, so he's a good PK guy. He's going to be in there helping us in that regard. So a lot of his strengths, I think, will translate to how the Bruins play as well, with a, you know, good defensive structure.